Chickity check, check.
Microphone check.
97 seconds. Here we go.
Bays Boys Podcast.
I feel a little bit better because now I'm hands-free
We are still back.
because we got this engineer now, so I just get to sit here and be cool.
I know, the engineer's back.
Be like I'm cool again.
Yeah.
I'm not doubling down.
Dude, sometimes you got to put in some legwork, bro.
Right.
Sometimes.
I don't know whose legs, but somebody's. Somebody's legs I'm going to be working on.
Right.
But let's go.
Oh, my.
So tell me about this god.
Oh, you're referring to CERN, which is the Hadron Collider on the border of, what is it? Was it Switzerland? And out front of the Hadron Collider, they have a giant statue of Shiva, the Hindu goddess or god, because it plays both roles.
Right. So explain what this facility does so our listener knows.
The Hadron Collider takes atoms, spins them around this giant tube, this circular tube, and smashes them into each other and records what takes place.
Right. So I'm not a super scientist, and I'm no Albert Einstein.
Because they're looking for...
But isn't that how they build the atomic bomb?
Very similar, but what they're searching for is the beginning of the Big Bang Theory, I think, or what created it. They found...
We're searching for a way to create an independent black hole.
Oh, well, that's the big concern.
In the middle of
Switzerland.
the world.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and apparently a lot of people are freaking out because they think they're going to create a rip in the fabric of time and space and create black holes on Earth and all kinds of other weird shit. But again, they have a giant statue of the Hindu goddess Shiva in front of the facility, the creator and destroyer of worlds.
Right. So in front of this facility full of science-y stuff,
where they're smashing atoms together.
Now, mind you, we looked this up earlier. India gave that to him as a gift.
Right. Maybe that was like a gift, I
don't know if it was like, is this like a Statue of Liberty thing here?
Or did the people at Hadron misunderstand the gift? The Indians were like, you're looking for a way to create and destroy the world?
Right. Let me give you the universal in our language for that.
Right. Like you should be wary. Boom. You should be wary of what you're doing. And, yeah, it's and there's a plaque, and unfortunately, we were trying to read the plaque, but
we did. We tried.
Every picture that was ever taken of the plaque came out really crappy and blurry.
Basically, they were like, you fucked up, and I'm gonna ruin the world, and this is a warning if you fuck up again. But go inside and break some atoms. So the atom bomb is splitting an atom, though, isn't it?
Right.
So they're just trying to make these two blow up.
They collide, and what they're doing is in time lapse. They're trying to discover what takes place.
We need a Scientologist to come on the show and explain how this works.
They're not going to be able to help.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure they taught Tom Cruise science.
Tom Cruise knows this thing?
Right.
Yeah.
He knows science.
Tom, if you're listening,
write
us. We'll get a hold of us. Our people talk to your people, and maybe we can get you on the show.
Yep.
And you can talk about the Hadron Collider.
Right.
And how it plays
your religion.
Yeah, and how it made you a super stuntman that can hang off a C-130 taken off of a runway.
Did he do that stunt?
He did.
Was it good?
Here's my question. I'd like to know what fucking insurance company is willing to sign his life insurance.
His own?
Yeah.
Was it a good scene? What movie is that from?
I don't know. It was one of those
MI6 whatevers.
I don't know. It's
Men in Black, but not movies.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and they always shoot him up. They don't shoot down. They take pictures of him because he's so short. They don't want him to look shorter than his co-stars.
That makes sense.
Or he stands on blocks when they film him.
No, is that true?
They had to give him a mini bike and make it look like a real bike.
Are you joking? Do you think?
I don't know.
I was gonna say, do you think like his manager's walking around with little blocks he carries? He's like, hey Tom,
He's got him in his suitcase.
We're doing the half shot today. You're gonna need the 3/4 blocks.
He's got one of those old leather doctor bags where he carries around the blocks.
Oh my god! He just opens it up. It's just full of blocks. What are these? Tom Cruise's feet.
This is what he stands on.
When Tom Cruise dies, he's gonna sell them all off.
Oh yeah.
This is the wood piece that held Tom Cruise. Bro, I'm about to get on eBay tonight with a piece of wood and say, this is the wood piece that I sat on while I watched Mission Impossible featuring Tom Cruise. Buy it.
I bet somebody would.
Somebody's like, oh, Tom Cruise sat on this wood? I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's no bueno.
So
Yeah, like,
so
but
this
that's-
company
I
is
mean-
trying to change the world. They send them a very interesting religious god
goddess,
statue.
and it's
these old
big. It's not a
boys-
little one.
right,
It's a giant one.
Right. And these old boys put it in their yard.
Right in front, right on their front lawn.
Right.
And they're saying like the flames that are coming off the ring around her are like atomic particles. That's what they represent. You
What?
know, the science people got all fancy in their explanation of what the goddess god Shiva was. And listen, bro, it was a warning. They straight up sent you a warning, and it went right over the top
And
of your
you
head.
put it in a statue outside.
Put it up right in front of your building, and we're like, this thing's sweet.
We should send them a statue of Baymax and see if they maybe they'll be like, "Oh my god, a future computer. We got to stop."
Right.
The
right.
Shiba god couldn't stop them.
No. Yeah, no.
That's sketchy.
That's a little sketch.
It's just off, bro. You're like, professional field, professional building, professional parking lot, a bunch of Teslas, and this statue of a Hindu goddess
That's about the destroyer and the creator.
of everything.
Yep.
The Alpha and the Omega, so to speak, in one statue.
Yeah, all wrapped up in one.
And they put it as a decoration.
Yep.
Maybe there's a bunch of, I don't know what they're called. What is if you follow Hinduist? I don't know. But anyway, Hindus, whatever. Maybe there's a bunch of Hindu people inside that building, so they voted on it.
Oh, maybe.
I don't imagine that that's a real thing. No.
They're like,
I'm reaching for
They're like, how should we
straws.
decorate this really plain Jane building?
Right.
They're like, oh, I know.
How should we very under the table let people know we're trying to ruin the world?
And they're like, perfect. Let's get a 25-foot
Right.
statue of Shiva
Right.
out front.
My homie said he can send us a statue of what? The god of creation. That sounds good.
And destruction.
That sounds perfect. Let's put a bark bench under her. Right?
So wild. So wild.
It's
Just
just
a little concerned
it's a weird thing.
to have out front of that building.
Of course,
That's already creating enough fear in people.
Right. Of course, if
Kind of like the drone birds create fear in people.
I'm not afraid of no birds. I'll bash a bird on his head.
You already said you had a plan to shoot them all with paintball guns
Yeah.
to find out which ones were
Find
the real
out which,
ones.
right.
and
And
which-
that way the other ones can just fly off later. If I feel them and they're warm to the touch and squishy, I'll just let them go.
And if they're
This is
not,
like- if they're not,
if they're cold and hard,
if
then you
they're
know
not,
they're robots.
we're going to be selling robot chickens on the website soon.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Robot chickens for
Recycle,
sale.
reduce, reuse, government issued.
Ooh,
Sell it to you at a discount.
at a discounted rate.
Uh-huh.
And I heard you can even program them to your phone.
Oh my God.
You just got to download the app. It's on the App Store.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the
There
app.
you go.
Your bird drone app.
Do you think there's somebody out there that's writing apps just for adults, but are joke apps, and they sell them anyways?
Oh, I bet they do.
They're like, here's your bird drone app, and you go out and you try to push the buttons and control a bird, and some dude's out there like, fly away, bird, and he hits the button and the bird flies away. He's like, holy fuck, it works.
It was only $1.99 on the App Store.
Right. It makes bird noises when you hit it. Caw, caw, caw.
Speaking of birds, have you ever heard of the lyre bird? It's out of
My
Australia.
wife? Oh, yeah.
It's out of Australia.
Mhm.
It can mimic any noise.
Oh, right. Didn't we see a video of that?
Yeah, they had the
Or
one
have we?
at the Aussie Zoo where it was near a construction site, and it's sitting on this behind this fence, and it's mimicking like circular saws and hammers pounding
Oh.
in nails and all kinds of weird stuff.
You saw a video of this?
Yeah,
Bro, our Instagrams must be totally different. I don't see fucking anything on my Instagram.
No, it's something I found a while back.
Oh,
Something I found a while back.
I was gonna say. That's
But I send you stuff all the time. You're like, where the fuck
I
did you
can't-
find this?
my brain can only absorb like 10 things a day. And I probably get 90 things a day. So I'm like, oh,
I know,
I
because
gotta
you
catch
don't look
up.
at anything I send you.
I do too. That's why I put the
Occasionally.
little smiley face next to it so you
Occasionally.
know. That's how that works. It's duolingual owl stuff status. Like you're letting the bot know you were here. I was here. I looked at my DM. There it is.
I just texted Nigel to see if he got any Bigfoot pics.
Right.
I'm waiting on the response.
Not of his Bigfoot pics.
No,
Of
no,
Bigfoot
of
pics.
Bigfoot,
Right.
Because he was out squatching.
Right. We need to get out there and do some of that.
Well, you got the fair warning from Bianca.
Oh no! I'm gonna hang out with Bianca on the line in the command center in the van. Oh no, me and Bianca are command center peoples.
Got you. She'll be kicked
I'm
back.
lying, bro. She's her next email. She's at home right now. We ain't even dropped this episode. She's on the keyboard right now. I'll be out there with Joe Skelly, especially if Tommy Skelly comes. Fuck you, Tyler.
Yeah.
Sit in that van.
Pretty much.
Right.
Pretty much.
You like my Bianca voice? That should be my Bianca voice
No,
forever.
it's not Bianca's voice.
I know that, but don't tell me that.
Okay.
I gotta hype it down
Okay.
because she's following Tommy Skelly now.
I know.
Right.
Well,
I'm going out with Tommy Skelly.
We got to
That's-
bring him back on the podcast.
That's the old lady's voice from no. Her voice is like this. I don't know. My cousin stole him, so I went back and I hit him and I stole him back.
Stole him back from my cousin.
I don't know why my family's cursed. I've been eating Ritalin since I was 7 with my milk. It's goat's milk, though, so I'm healthy. That's her voice.
Dude, that movie's...
No, that other voice is Monsters. Wazowski.
Yeah.
That's Bianca Butters' voice now.
Tyler,
Tyler, get back in the van.
that movie is such a train wreck.
The Monsters
No,
Incorporated?
the Wonderful World
I
of
was
the
like, what's
Whites.
wrong with Monsters, bro? This is a kid's movie. How fucked up is that movie?
Hey, do we know if the International Taekwondo Association ever got the black belt back from Putin?
Fuck no. Putin probably wears that shit at night when he bangs fucking Korean girls. He's like, fuck your Taekwondo martial art Korea. I got your Korean girls over here on me.
Does he have it tied around his forehead
Oh
like a
my
bandana?
God. Well, he is Russian. He might find new uses for it.
Right?
Maybe.
It's
I don't
possible.
know. I don't know.
Ever since we had that discussion, I've been wondering, like, what was the end result of that? And how far along is he in the production of Putin Do?
Oh, he's not even halfway done. Old boy has probably killed more people than the Taekwondo martial art. So,
did you ever watch that
do
video?
you think he gives a fuck?
Where he was walking around with, and when he walks, his right hand doesn't move from his hip,
Yeah.
but his left hand swings.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And they were talking about the reason his right hand
Right.
doesn't move is because that's his gun hand.
Right.
You need to keep your gun hand close to your gun.
Mhm. And yeah, so you're telling me he was worried about your little kicky martial art certificate?
No.
Right.
He's not
He
worried
was
about
like,
that.
"Fuck you guys, you can keep it." Oh wait, I gave it away.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to start
didn't
my
give
own
a
martial
fuck.
art called Putin Do,
Right.
and we're going to start putting out we're going to
We
put out
will have
certs.
those soon.
Yeah, those certs are coming. That's going to be awesome.
We might even sell a 12-pack DVD set so you can actually get really certified
And learn and learn how to do
and
Putin
learn
Do.
everything.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
But unfortunately, until things change, you're not going to be able to achieve the highest level of Putin Do or the second highest level.
We are the only 2 recipients.
Up to this point.
Man, I can't talk today. How much have I had to drink? It wasn't that much.
You started at about noon.
Yeah.
All right.
Last night.
Yeah.
Noon. Noon last night.
Noon last
We've been
night.
going since.
Hey, have you heard about this crazy rumor that the Paul McCartney you see today isn't the real Paul McCartney?
In the last 4 years, I've heard that rumor about a lot of people I've been seeing.
Long story short is allegedly the real Paul McCartney died in a car crash in the 60s.
The fuck out of here. And this
And-
dude just cloned into his steps?
No, what happened was the British government was afraid that there was going to be mass suicide amongst young women,
No.
that they hired somebody that looked like him, and he stepped into the role.
We would need a
And
DNA
the
test.
evidence was prior to this point in the 60s, Paul McCartney played with guitar with the other hand.
Okay, first of all, now you've piqued our interest.
And then after this certain point in the 60s, he plays opposite. That's one of the pieces of evidence.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, actually, they did a mockumentary about it, but the mockumentary presented a
Was it
lot
done
of
by the Real Onion or whatever?
no.
they're called?
It's I think it's called The Last Will and Testament of like Ringo Starr or something like that.
The Real.
Yeah, and it lays out this theory that.
But he
the
wrote
Paul-
songs after that, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't sound the same, and he plays with a different hand.
I mean,
He went from like being
Paul's-
right-handed to being
Paul's
left-handed.
dad didn't notice? His kid didn't notice?
I don't know. Well, his kid wasn't born then.
Oh. All right, well. I don't know
Right.
anything about the Beatles.
Yeah, so that's super weird, but it's out there. If you know
I kinda
anything
want-
about this,
I want to
write
know
the show and
more.
let us know.
I want to know more about this conspiracy myself.
Look into it.
But see, who in the government, the same guy who was sitting in the I said U.S. government. Okay. The same guy sitting in the British government who was like, we need to stop this, is the same asshole who was texting his buddy in our government that was like, yo, dog, do you know what would be cool if we studied how much birds fuck on coke? If you work on the coke birds, I'll worry about Paul.
I'll take care of this.
I know you're upset, right? Or the text even started from his contact in the U.S. Hey, man, I heard Paul's fucked up. Is that true? Because I don't think I could live. You know what, man? It's good. Get that dodo bird test done because I can't get my hands on any good coke this week.
Right.
I'll show you, Paul. Give me 2 weeks from now.
And it'll all be good. It'll
Right.
all be good. They're on hiatus for the next 2 weeks.
I think about, the remake. Well, I don't know if it's a remake. I can't remember if there's an old version, but The Sum of All Fears from Tom Clancy.
Yes.
Done with Ben Affleck.
Oh, man. Oh,
So that is a remake.
yeah.
Okay. So he did Some of All Fears, but Morgan Freeman was in that movie, which was good. And he had the connect into the Kremlin with that other guy. And he was like, yeah, we kind of backdoor and kind of make sure things don't get too crazy.
Let's keep this on the level.
Right. And I imagine that's what that's like. So some dickhead was like, hey, man, you got any of that Caribbean snow down there? If you could just get this done for me, I'm sure you can get some government funding for it.
Right.
We'll feed blow to panda bears and see if they can finger paint. The fuck did you just say?
We're doing a study to see if panda bears can finger paint after they've been blowing rails.
Right. Turns out all they want to do is finger each other's eyeballs out after they've had so much cocaina. The lead doctor had to be put down. He's gone.
That's it. Things got a little out of control.
No longer can see.
Yeah, things got a little out of control.
Yeah.
Here's something else, totally sidebar, but it made me think of this. We were talking last episode or the episode before, we were talking about UFOs and how the government's coming up with more UFO shit, right?
Yeah.
So there are 2 government officials in foreign governments who came out and held like hour-long press conferences about UFOs.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, these motherfuckers are fucking real. The only one in the world pretending like it's not is the United States, and they're covering everything up.
Right.
One of them was the former Secretary of Defense for Canada.
Okay.
And the other one
Can't trust that guy.
was essentially what we would call the Secretary of Defense for England, right?
Both of these guys, I'm not sure are good at their jobs, but let's keep going.
Okay. But the interesting thing about the guy from England, his title, right? The actual title of that position is the First Sea Lord of England.
What?
To this current day,
Okay.
their Joint Chief of Staff,
Okay.
his title is the First Sea Lord of England.
That's why England keeps losing shit. They just don't want to update.
Right.
They're still fucking using the same password they had on AIM. The internet's like, you need to update. They're like, no.
No.
We're good.
Our
6
password-
letters, 1 number, 1 capital. We're good.
All right, right. Our password is ABCDEF 123 star.
Right.
We're not updating this
Capital
shit
A.
because nobody will be able to get into the internet.
Ever.
The whole government will shut down.
Yeah. NASA's over there chuckling while they have their drunk parties.
Right. I'm telling you, you can
NASA's
watch
fake
these.
as fuck.
You can watch these press conferences on YouTube.
For what? What?
Where
No.
these guys were talking about the UFOs are real.
Oh my God. Listen, you know when I learned, well, actually there were multiple times, but you know what really, really put it in there that we just shouldn't trust anything anymore?
What's that?
The minute we found out the government wasn't doing anything about Guam tipping.
100%. Like they have zero fucks given about Guam.
How the fuck
capsizing.
How can you take anything seriously the government says when that hasn't been addressed yet?
Concerning.
There are random cars just rolling into the ocean.
Like depending on the day, how many people are
dropping these motherfuckers.
Depending
in.
on how many people are on each side of the island, depends on which way it's rolling that day.
Right.
This is super concerning.
I mean, how many? You heard that the general talking about putting forces over there. How many soldiers do you think we lost just from that bitch tipping?
Well, it hasn't been reported yet.
Do you think? Oh, that's true. That's true.
So is there a
That's
giant?
true. They often don't. How many guys do you think we've lost that they just didn't get to learn how to swim yet in the island tip?
Well, with the group of individuals they put over there, it's a requirement.
Oh, we're good then.
We're good. We're good.
No losses there.
What
No
they've
losses
done
there.
is they've ringed Guam with life. The donuts.
Oh, the buoys,
the
little
donuts,
orange ones,
the
Good,
donuts.
good.
Not the lifeguard buoys. But
Oh,
like the one you throw man overboard.
yeah.
The donut. It's ringed with them. There's
Right.
stations all along the coast. So
That's
and
what's
like
keeping it
every
floaty?
every 35 feet there's a station. So if it starts to tip and somebody rolls, somebody can just easily run over and throw it out to them.
By fuck. Oh, this
Problem
is good.
solved until we come up with a permanent solution.
Between that and the god of destruction outside the bomb plant,
Right. Things are a little
we're
wild.
fucking straight.
Things are a little wild.
Okay.
By the way, I just got word back from Nigel.
What do you
He
say?
didn't have any pics of Bigfoot.
Mhm.
However, he did see a lot of evidence of tree breaks while he was out there.
Was he drinking? Because that would lead to
No, I think he takes squatching so seriously. He probably
okay.
was not.
right.
He was probably.
I was gonna say if you wake up,
performance.
if you wake up in the morning and the area immediately surrounding you is fucked up, usually the answer is pretty simple. It's like, man, I woke up here and these fucking branches were all broken. I know something happened.
Occam's razor. The simplest answer is
Right,
usually the
right.
correct answer.
Right.
Yeah. So that just a weird. He said they were all broken at the same height.
That's a little bit thin.
We don't know.
That's a little bit thin. That's creepy.
Like, I mean, I'm going to switch gears again. I'm going back to the Paul McCartney thing.
Right.
Like, if you were the actor that got picked for that job, are you going to
Would
say
you
no?
say anything?
Fuck no,
You
not
just
with
got
that
the
money.
golden goose egg.
The greatest golden goose egg.
Well, he's from Britain. Let's not get crazy.
All right.
Second greatest.
Right,
Unless you're Elton John.
unless you're Elton John.
Then maybe it's the greatest.
Okay. What do you think of candy corn?
What? The real candy? Or the video game? Or
No,
the movie?
there's
What
a
the fuck is this?
Candy corn.
I
The
have no
Halloween- the
idea. I
Halloween
just
candy.
didn't think you'd touch on that. So I'm assuming there's a trick to this
No,
question.
there is no trick.
I mean, how big is he, you know?
Does anybody really like candy corn?
What is the flavor of candy corn?
Sugar.
Oh, what is it? Marshmallow?
That's supposed to be
The
a
engineer
marshmallow
saying
flavor.
marshmallow.
He's saying marshmallow.
No.
I think he's the only person I know that likes candy corn.
Yeah. Well,
But they sell it by like the truckloads.
look at him. He looks like he might have seen a few up close. Anyways,
It looks like he needs to see about 10 more bags worth. I digress.
so-
I'll be nice.
okay, so
Yes. Paul McCartney.
all of them are.
Well,
Oh,
they all are.
there we go.
They're just in a
we
bunker
go.
somewhere.
He was in a band, right? Some sort.
Who? Paul McCartney?
Yeah.
The Beatles.
What is the best Beatles album?
Oh, see, now
You're
you're
gonna
gonna
say-
get. Now
Hold
you're
on.
gonna.
Are
No,
you a
and
Beatles
actually,
fan?
if you played one of those records back, it actually
Backwards.
says that
Tells
Paul
you-
was killed.
Right.
Right. Right.
Okay, so yours. I'm gonna guess that yours is the White Album.
I don't know. I don't listen to the Beatles at all.
Fuck. I was going somewhere with this.
All right. Oh, I just ruined it.
I guess Charles Manson's favorite album from the Beatles was the White Album.
Was it?
That's why I was waiting for you to say it, so I could be like, "You fucking motherfucker, Charles Manson, motherfucker."
not
Didn't
me.
even get it though. All right, well,
I'm
we'll
not-
move
I'm not
on.
the
We'll
one.
move on. Yeah, I don't know anything about
so-
the Beatles either.
I had an interesting conversation with a
Okay.
listener,
Okay,
and they agreed with me that Wikipedia is bullshit.
right.
I said, "What do you mean Wikipedia is bullshit?" He goes, "Let me tell you a story."
They tried to explain how they did dental work based off of Wikipedia on themselves. Because
No.
if there is, that's not good.
No. He goes, "So my wife has a favorite celebrity chef." And I didn't know anything
okay.
about the celebrity chef.
Okay.
He goes, "So I decided to go on Wikipedia and read about him." And the first half of the profile is all of his like schooling where he's worked and everything else. And he goes,
Right.
about halfway down, it said he had a 10-inch penis.
Oh,
I was like,
we went left with that. That's way left for Joe Skelly. Oh,
and I was
the
going,
Batch slippers. Batch slippers.
Batch slippers.
Got 'em.
And he goes, I was fuck. He goes, he goes, I started laughing and I'm still laughing about it, right?
Okay.
He goes, but the
Now I got to know, are we talking about Old Boy?
Who?
The only one I fucking know.
No, I have the
What's his
name.
name?
I have the name of the celebrity.
Ramsey?
Chef. No.
Oh,
I have the
okay,
name of the
okay.
celebrity
Let's keep
chef.
going. Let's keep going.
It's Marcus Samuelson.
There's so many thoughts going left and right, but let's continue.
But
So,
he goes,
10-inch penis.
He goes, and I'm going, you can't put that fucking shit in there. How are you going to prove that it's factual?
Right.
And I explained the whole thing I went over the whole thing about how I went on Wikipedia and tried to change the unicorn page to say that the unicorn's phallus was directly proportional to the size of its horn.
Okay.
And they said that's not factual.
The Wikipedia.
Wikipedia people said.
The internet people
said it's not
told
factual.
you that the unicorn dick stats that you had were not real.
Were not accurate because it's not factual. So then I retyped it to say, although the unicorn is a mythological creature, it has been hypothesized
Oh my god.
that the size of its phallus is directly
and they banned
proportional
your
to
ass.
yeah.
They didn't give a fuck. They said the unicorn dick boy's back. Get rid of him. Click, boom.
And then I was banned.
Yeah.
But if you're Marcus Samuelson, apparently in your profile on Wikipedia, halfway down, it says you got a 10-inch penis. And nobody challenged it. Like, now this
You
is
got
a
me
listener
thinking
telling.
about some other dude's dick though right now. Three dudes now. 3 just crawled in there. Let's keep going though. But I got dicks on the brain now.
But so
This is why you don't fuck with this shit.
right, and I was a little concerned about that. Like, Wikipedia will allow certain things for certain
There are
people.
so many sentences trying to come out of my mouth, and I'm trying to stop them before they do, before I say something we both regret. Fuck.
How did certain people
I
get away
can't
with
get
that?
through this podcast without talking, though, so here we go. First of all, that could have been a fangirl who really did see that penis. Second of all, I'm going to look this motherfucker up, and I'm going to be watching him the whole time from the waist down. Because I'm going to be watching for something to poke through above that kneecap. Now you got me thinking about it, and I'm going to tell you why. When Tyler, I don't know, was young, somebody gave him a porn mag. Porn mag.
Okay.
So I read some of it, the articles, because that's what I was there for, education. Education. There was a story that allegedly the guy who plays Jim Kirk had the biggest penis in Hollywood at some point.
William Shatner
Yes.
hung like a horse. According to the reference material you were reading.
I just can't ever forget this story, and you brought this story back up, and it's like haunted my dreams forever. Fuck, this is so sad, but... Anyways, the story read.
Horsecock Kirk on the
I'm never gonna live this down. Okay,
no wonder he was trying to find alien punani all the time. He's going. I gotta find a female that can handle this monster.
I'll never forget reading the story. It was written from the point of view of someone who had supposedly been on the golf course with him and watched him putt a golf ball while on his knees. Swear to God.
Oh my.
There was an entire story about this.
Oh my.
And my whole life since being a young kid, people are like, that's Jim Kirk. They're like, that's Captain Kirk.
Right.
That's so-and-so. I'm like, I heard that dude's slong is huge. That's all I think about. I'm like, is that dude? There's only him. The classic, you know where I'm going, Ron Jeremy, which, by the way, I've never seen anything with him in it. So that's another weird thing. And this guy you just put in my head. Now I will never stop thinking about Ron Jeremy, Captain Kirk, and this cook. Because it's the only time I find myself wondering, what is old boy hiding under the umbrella?
His chef pants. His black and white striped chef pants. This is totally, so you can thank a listener.
We were gonna have great episodes. We're having great episodes. And then you got some shit like that in there.
You can 100% thank one of our listeners for that one. Yeah, they dropped that little bit of knowledge on me, and I was in awe.
I kind of want to.
I was in awe. I was like, I was really fucked up. Like, I get banned from Wikipedia, but this dude could just put on his own profile. I got a huge, massive junk.
Just go look up and see if he drives a fucking what's that fucking Prius? And if he does drive a Prius, we'll know it's true.
Oh, I don't understand the correlation, but I'll go with it.
We're using reverse psychology. We're going to look at the other aspects of his life to profile whether or not he feels compelled to compensate. So if he's got a small car,
if he's driving,
he's like, "What's up? I don't really
Right.
care because your mama could come in here and ride the pole," type thing.
Right, he's like, I got this Mini Cooper. It's not driving a Corvette.
These are all facts that we'll be fact checking.
I'm not going to fact check that, but you can. You're more than welcome to.
He's like, fuck that. What's this guy's name? The cook?
It's apparently his name is Marcus Samuelson.
I'll just be able to look and tell you right off the rip here.
Are you going to Google
I got
for
2
it?
cents for this.
Yeah, listen.
Ever since the Captain Kirk story, it's given me superpowers.
We don't know shit, and this is why we're always referring to fucking Google
What's
fucking
his name?
foo.
What's his name?
Marcus Samuelson.
Marcus Samuelson. Oh, he's a bro.
Did you just Google, does Marcus Samuelson have a 10-inch cock?
No. But look,
you're worried about Googling things I ask you to all the time, but you looked at it.
No, I only looked up the chef. Hey, have you seen who the chef is? You know what he looks like?
No.
I'm not even we can't even touch this now. Move on. If you want to know why we've quickly given up on discovering if that's true, just go Google a picture of this chef. We're done. Move on. 10-inch dick? Sure, I believe it.
Okay.
Whatever he says.
I
don't know what to say here.
Again, Wikipedia's fucked.
I never go on that website, so I don't know.
I know you don't go on it because you called it Wikipedia forever.
Wikipedia.
Oh damn, Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Well, if you can Google Wikipedia and something comes up.
I do. No, I do actually read some of those. I read the Wikipedia on that guy who did what's old I got $20 in my pocket. What's his name? Yeah, Macklemore's producer. I read his Wikipedia one time. He's the one who gave me some crazy ideas because his Wikipedia under occupation said, it said like writer, actor, dancer, producer, music DJ, music producer, photographer, videographer, production, fucking what. I was like, dude.
Right. So he listed.
I wonder if what I'm saying.
I once wrote in a hot air balloon, so I'm going to put hot air balloonist.
Right. Exactly.
That's what that shit is.
That's a good idea, though.
Yeah.
That's why you do it, you know.
It's not a lie.
No.
It's like those Amish folk that were selling those handmade baskets.
Right. They were handmade somewhere.
Right. And that other Amish dude dimed him out. He's like, don't buy those baskets. And I was like, why not? He goes, yeah, they're handmade, but not by us. They're made in China.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good way. Hey, you know.
It's a hustle.
Some people.
It wasn't a lie.
Some people want to pay sticker price.
This is true.
What can you do?
You can't do much about it.
No.
Anyway, sidebar, new topic for you.
Oh boy.
You ever heard of the Bunny Man of England?
The Bunny Man.
Yeah, the Bunny Man of England.
Is this a bondage term?
No, it's not a bondage term.
Then no, it's not what I'm thinking of. Go back.
So apparently, in 1902, they were transporting psych patients from one asylum to another. God. And there was a wreck.
Uh-oh.
Some of them died.
Uh-oh.
Some of them escaped.
Okay.
And the Bunny Man was one of them. And
what, do you dress in an Easter costume and fuck with people the rest of his life?
Oh, yeah. So apparently there were dead rabbits started showing up everywhere.
Yeah.
Like butchered rabbits, right?
Yeah, but the dead rabbits have been around forever.
And then we're not talking about those dead rabbits. But then they said he would hide underneath bridges and then come out in this bloody rabbit costume and kill.
Oh, he really wore a bloody rabbit costume
and kill people.
Do you think that's where all the bloody rabbit costume in like references come from?
Oh, maybe it is.
I mean, there are a lot of those.
I think
the bloody rabbit.
Yeah, I think that's where it came from. But like for years and years, and there are people that still say, "Oh no, the Bunny Man, beware the Bunny Man." Like that was a real thing that went on for quite some time.
Beware the Bunny Man.
Yeah, they couldn't catch the guy or something, and he was out there just fucking killing people.
Could you imagine? Again, I'm a huge fan of Scream. My guy was like, "I'm gonna get a $20 buck knife, a $10 costume. I'm gonna fuck your shit up." I like that. It's like MacGyver of psychos.
Okay.
You know, I could get it done with a paperclip. But imagine that's your legacy. Like, I just don't even. How do you even get there? First, if I put my bunny outfit on, I don't want it getting dirty. So the last place I'm trying to live is in a fucking bridge, under a bridge.
Right.
So where do you come up with that?
I mean, we already talked about bridge dwellers in one episode. Yep.
Yep.
Cody, wherever you are, if you're listening.
Shout out to that old boy.
Shout out to Cody for taking
Sucks.
care of Pony Boy for us.
What was that band you saw that night?
Oh, I can't recall.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
It's dropping right out of my head.
Yeah.
Kick it right out of here.
Yeah, your little sly references. Your sly references
Okay,
aren't going unnoticed.
Okay, so the Bunny Man, huh?
Google it, man.
All right, the
Google
Bunny
it.
Man from England.
From England, 1902, the Bunny Man.
You know why they talk about why they think Jack the Ripper stopped? Because he came over to the U.S.?
Yeah, he did come to the
You
U.S.
think that's true?
Yeah, one of the guys who was one of the suspects came to the United States. And if you read the newspaper clippings from the United States, he went from New York like all the way down to like Texas and back.
Okay.
And if you read the
You
newspapers,
can follow Death Trail?
there's a trail of death. And then he went back to England and turned himself in and spent the rest of his life in a mental asylum.
No.
Yep.
Do you think that's real?
Yep.
I thought they said they didn't know what happened to Jack the Ripper.
He was one of the suspects. But the interesting thing is, after the guy turned himself in, all the murders stopped. But all the murders stopped once he came to the United States as well.
Right. So a lot of things there, huh?
A lot of fingers pointing in certain directions.
England story. The Bunny Man was said to be responsible for the deaths of 2 disobedient children in the Clifton area. Others were rumored to have disappeared, and there was talks of animals found horribly mutilated. I never saw the Bunny Man myself, but then I never strayed into the woods at night, especially not near the bridge. There it is.
There you go.
Ooh, the Wikipedia's got one. The Bunny Man is an urban legend originated from 2 incidences in Fairfax County, Virginia.
Oh, that's a different thing.
Different Bunny Man.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing.
It makes sense that there'd be more than one.
Copycat shit. But maybe that's where all the bloody rabbit costume things come from.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, this Easter scary story shit. There's a lot of these in reference to this Fairfax place.
You know what else is terrifying?
Huh.
The Tooth Fairy.
We've been over this. We have been over this.
Oh, you know what? I got a total
Which
sidebar
tooth fairy are we talking about now?
I got a total sidebar thing. I got a thing in the mail the other day.
Okay.
Said I was pre-approved.
Bet slippers
Said I was pre-approved.
to vote for Biden?
No, it was
Oh.
a pre-approved for a check for a loan.
Really?
You ever guess what the amount was?
How much?
$21 million.
Oh.
21
Was that
million.
from a Nigerian head chief out of
No,
Africa?
you know what? It's interesting you bring that up, right?
Okay.
You know, we all assume it's a scam,
Right.
but what if there's a guy living in a house all by
Just
himself?
trying to give away money.
He's got
loaning
40.
money.
They're going to find this guy dead one day, and they're going to go into his apartment. There's
He's
going to
got
be
all these denied. Right.
all these emails.
None
like,
of these people will take my money.
all these emails from people like "fuck you, you scammer," and the dude's got 40 million in cash just in his
Right.
apartment.
Right. That's funny. So did you take the loan?
No.
We could have used that money.
We probably could have used that
Yeah.
money, but if I got that much money, I'm probably just going to disappear.
What'd you say, 21 million?
21 million
Okay,
is what I was
Get
approved
us
for.
the 21 million. We'll use the 20 to pay off the loan, and we'll just spend $1 million.
And then how do we repay the $1 million?
I didn't figure that part out.
Are we gonna default on $1
Well,
million?
if we have, wait. So if we have, okay, fine, we'll keep 2 million, spend 1 million,
Oh, I have an idea.
use the other 20 to brew it off, and then take the 1 and pay a little bit at a time.
I have an idea.
Or we can just get some necro pants and fill that with money.
Just repay it that way.
That's gross.
Take the $21 million loan,
Right?
invest it,
Right?
take the interest,
Right?
make payments on the loan from the interest.
Right. You know what my buddy did? He's a little bit older than all of us, but my buddy, when they first started credit and he had none,
He would rob armored cars.
no, that would be dope though. Little Cusack, it fell off the truck.
You did.
I want one of those.
Did
to
you
happen
ever
to me.
hear about that happening here?
I think I did
Out
hear
of the
about
Federal
it.
Reserve. Armored car pulls out of the Federal Reserve. Back door opens up.
Dropped a bunch.
Dropped a big old stack of money.
Right.
And the guy turned it in. Found it on the street like
I-
a big honking wrapped stack of cash
and
and turned it in.
I don't even. You know why? See, you don't know how to clean money. That's all that was. My guy was like, "Fuck it, I'll take the 2% finder's fee over cleaning all this."
That's pretty much what
I would have just sat on it and bought bubble gum. I don't even eat bubble gum. I just bought bubble gum and giving it away to people.
Nobody actually
Like-
eats bubblegum.
Right.
They
Some-
chew it.
Some people. See, I don't even know that.
Right, because if you eat bubble gum, it stays in your stomach for 7 years.
That's what I heard when I was a little kid too. Is that true?
I don't have anything that doesn't disprove that.
Right. Does it even matter if it's true or not?
No, it doesn't.
No. Don't be eating fucking
Watermelon
horseshoes
seeds.
and fucking beaver anuses and shit.
Right, don't do any of that.
See that? That's a young blood trying to waste the money, man.
Right,
what the hell's happening over here?
Because listen,
No comments from you anymore.
actually, the more tickets you buy, it decreases your odds of winning.
Right.
Because now there are more entries.
Yeah. So, anyways, moving on from that plan. Yeah. Are we sure it wasn't his plan to just turn the camera the other way?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm going to turn this camera around so they can't watch me watching cartoons. Nobody will know.
Oh,
why is there a white screen on my camera?
Okay, so back to it. Past the chef's enormously large dong. Bunny stories.
I got another.
Jack the Ripper.
Along those lines, I got another one.
What?
So not that long ago,
Uh-oh.
at Ben Franklin's house,
Uh-oh.
they found 15 bodies in his garden.
Yeah, that's been a thing, though. What did he have in there? Or who?
Apparently, there was a hidden room.
Yeah, he was doing experiments on people, like, carting bodies into his house and shit.
It wasn't him.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently, he left his house.
Okay.
And then let his friend have the house and use it. And his friend was running an anatomy school. But they had to do things in secrecy because...
Wait a minute. Yeah, I thought that was frowned upon.
It was super frowned upon.
Hold on a
corpses.
second. Can you go to an anatomy school now?
Doctors.
Yeah, I don't want to be a doctor, though. Can I just go for the anatomy classes?
Yeah, but they're not going to let you... I don't think... they might let you work on cadavers in anatomy classes.
Ugh. The only reason I ask is because I'm like, imagine that in that...
You don't like medical anything, so why would you want to work on cadavers?
Want to. I was just curious if that was a job I didn't know about. Other than, that's what I was going to say, other than like the coroner and the mortician, right? So why would you be going there if you weren't a doctor? So that's what I'm saying. Do they have an independent school where they're just like, hey, you can just sign up and do anatomy things?
Well, I think the anatomy school was so you could become a doctor at that point in time. But working on corpses at that point in time, the question then became...
Just leech them some more.
The question became, where did all the bodies come from, right?
Right.
You know, were they gained illegally?
Oh, yeah. You know they were. I heard they were paying backdoor fucking grave robbers to bring them
all the time. It was
right.
big. In England in particular, that was huge business.
Why?
Because all these medical schools needed bodies.
Are we using the word medical with air quotes?
Yeah. Well, no, they were real medical schools, but there wasn't a thing where you could donate your body to science.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you needed to... And weren't you the one that said... Not everybody who donates their body to science goes to science because sometimes they blow them up and do fucked up shit with them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
like the body farm.
You ever heard
of the body farm?
What's that?
That's a place where they take DBs and they put them on all different kinds of conditions and then they observe them over like 3-4 months as they decompose.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Like in water, or they burn them.
We've discussed
they blow
this.
them up,
Nobody ever asks how we got to these answers. Nobody ever does. Actually, there are some kids that do that. We know those kids too. I've met some of those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So in my entire high school law class, we had one kid, right? Every year they would give every class was allowed to observe.
Have one audit.
Right. No. Observe one autopsy as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you're allowed to go to the medical center, sign up, whatever. So out of like 30 or 40 years of doing this class, our instructor said that there was only one kid that ever went.
Really?
Right. So
I went.
You went through what school? Or not school, but like what class was that? Because this was a tech class for high schoolers.
This wasn't a tech class. This was a medical class. Okay.
No. This is for kids. So only one kid went. This kid goes to this, comes back to class, finishes the 2 years in the tech program in high school, and goes on to be the head coroner guy for a very big department in a big city.
Wow.
Right. But like this kid, our teacher was like, this is like the only kid who had any interest in this. My guy, and this was the other rumor that I heard too, he had done one of his science experiments for high school was taking 2 rabbits. He killed both of them, buried one, left the other above the surface, and studied them for 6 months. And I'm like, huh.
I believe it.
That's your life.
Well,
That's
he
your
knew
life.
his calling.
Right.
You know, coroner is a weird thing, right?
You mean coroner people? Or?
No, the position of coroner.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
Some
weird.
places absolutely mandate you have to be a medical doctor.
Oh, like, are we talking state, city?
City, state, county, coroners.
I've never heard that before.
Some of them absolutely mandate you have to be a medical doctor.
Right.
Some other places, it is the local funeral home director.
Yeah, that's just creepy altogether. All of that's creepy. And
Because,
I'd hate to have
there's
that.
a lot of science there, right?
There is. And
if
there's
you're,
a lot
if you're
of
a funeral home guy, how are you going to designate exactly what killed that person if you don't know anything about medicine?
medical, right. If you don't know how it started, how can you know how it finished?
Right.
And that makes sense.
Unless it's blaringly obvious, right?
This
guy was hit by a train.
right.
Right.
This is what's left of him. We got a pinky toe.
Right.
And half an ear. Yeah, I'm good on all that, dude. Yeah, somebody asked me that today. We were driving around and somebody was like, how come you never went in medical? I was like, no.
That's not my bag.
Yeah, no, I don't care.
Not my friggin' bag.
Not a fucking thing. I wish I could just erase all the schooling that I got for it to begin with so I could just forget it all. Anyways, so Jack the Ripper came here. He's gone.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. That makes me feel safe.
That ran a terror. We're also not accounting for all the other ones who are just roaming the countryside.
Oh, right.
Because we had that discussion, right?
All 25.
Out of 300 million people, there's only
25 active guys.
Yeah.
No, there's only 25 that you caught, my guy.
Or that
you're
aware
investigating.
of.
Right. And, here's the other thing, too. If you're really smart, I probably shouldn't say that.
Nope.
We will anyways.
No.
I'm saying it.
All right.
If you're really smart, and this isn't giving anything away because you can go learn this on a TV, be dumb as fucking nails and figure this out, right? Well, like the number one things that they grab people up for is MOs.
Right.
So if you were the most advanced, smartest motherfucker,
that's why when we talked about it, I told you now they get this new breed,
right?
That changes
that has no MO.
Every single it has zero.
You'd
MO.
have to,
right?
You'd have to, which would suck because most humans they get pretty obsessed with habits.
Creatures of habits. Absolutely.
These are bad habits. This is a horrible episode. This episode shouldn't even go out.
This episode just got super fucking dark.
Did we do Shiva at the beginning?
Yeah,
that was
we did.
Scary.
Yeah.
I thought we were done with the Halloween episodes.
Well,
is this not Halloween? This is horror? This is horror comedy?
This is horror comedy.
Bring in the necro pants. We're done.
Fucking horror comedy.
We gotta end this on a better note.
Let me see if I got something to end us on.
Yeah, you got something on a better note.
Let me dig.
Let's be positive.
Let's dig through this.
Bianca's like, I gotta get another cup of wine. These assholes.
Oh, here's a good one.
You
ever heard of the phrase "angels glow"?
No.
All right. So during the Civil War,
okay,
at the Battle of Shiloh,
Roger.
All right, guys are getting wounded on both sides.
Okay,
laying on the battlefield in the mud.
Okay.
When the fighting dies down, they start dragging the wounded out. Right?
Okay.
Bring them to their field hospitals. And when it starts to get dark,
infection pools, sure,
their wounds start glowing.
Yeah.
Yellow and blue. Green and blue.
Get the fuck out of here.
True story.
There's no way.
True story. And people were freaking out because they were glowing. So they called it you have the angel's glow. You got the angel's glow.
Okay.
Well, it turns out the people that had the angel's glow, their wounds healed faster and had a way lower infection rate than anybody else.
Listen, my guy, if you survived it back then, you had less infection than the other ones. I mean, come on.
They didn't figure out what it was until 1996.
And it is?
Living in the mud were these things called nematodes.
Okay.
Or like microscopic organisms.
Okay.
That have bioluminescence.
Okay. And it would get on some of the people?
It would get into their wounds because they were in the mud.
Okay.
And they would get into the wound.
Okay.
And their bioluminescence would grow.
And would it help them, though?
It would, because they kill negative bacteria and bad bacteria.
Jesus.
The angel's glow.
That's a real thing.
That is a real thing. Isn't that insane? But they did not figure it out until 1996, I want to say. And it was a high school kid who figured out what it was.
Yeah, same kind of motherfucker that went to that autopsy is what just happened there.
And became a coroner at 19.
Right. He was a nice guy, though. You know, as far as the whole day that I met him and got to listen to his spiel.
Fucking weird kids, right? Why does Tommy always wear black and sit in a black room?
Holy shit, dude. Here it is. The bacteria in the soil contaminated the soldiers' open wounds, released toxins to kill other microbes, and used some of the wounded flesh for nutrients. The bacterial infection would have caused the angel's glow while helping to heal the wound and preventing infections by other bacteria. All right, I'm done. We're just done.
That's a much better ending.
Sure. Fucking whatever. I don't even... This whole episode's just fucked up. I'm just going to call this episode Fuckery. Fucked up fuckery.
Oh, Lord. I mean, I could throw another one at you and we can drag this out.
I don't think you have any that are going to be legit to go. Let's see. We got one more chance, Joe Skelly, to take us to the right path.
In Atlanta,
okay,
in the 1800s, they had at least 6 one-person jail cells around the city, out in the city. And so what would happen is when the cops would arrest you, they'd put you in this built structure, and wait for the paddy wagon to come.
Right.
And the paddy wagon was called the Black Mariah.
Okay.
Also called the Mother's Heart. And the reason it was called the Mother's Heart, because there's always room for one more.
Is that it? That's the whole fact? Because you just fucked us up. That's not better.
1890.
That's not better.
Atlanta.
Fired. 97 seconds. We're a horror podcast now. Because everything just gave me... I got to go to sleep now. I got a bedtime. The Mega Beast gave me a bedtime.
Just think about Chef Pants. You'll be okay.
Chef Pants. God damn it, dude. Son of a bitch. I was like, what? And then it hit me.
You're
now
welcome.
All I can see are dongs. Turn the fucking 97 seconds of Joe Scally filling my head with dongs.